Check out this fantastic game, Hurry Up by Parker Brothers. Premise is simple. You're going to put a marble on your slider and then move this up to the top and get your marble in here. Easier said than done, though. You're theoretically competing against 1 to 3 other opponents, and you're obviously trying to do it the fastest. It takes considerable fine motor control, and it's a fun challenge. Again, you're perching it on the edge. It wants to roll back and forth. You're tilting left, right, and you want it to go slow. You don't want it to rock. If that marble starts rocking, in general, that's a bad thing. Like even that rocking back and forth. It's not good. Get up here towards the top. So the next question is, can you cheat, of course? So can I tilt it all the way over? And of course, you don't know. Even though there's a little bit of an edge, this only turns so far. Okay, so even if I have it over at its farthest point, it's gonna fall in. Okay, so the next thing to cheat, can I just go super fast? Well, you can, but it inevitably, even there, you can see it's on this. So, you know, unless I cheat and go like this, it's not what you're supposed to do. Obviously, it's not what you're allowed to do. There are some variations. I don't have the instructions, but I found them online. And it says if you want to be devilish, I think is what they do, you can go back down. I try this. It's really hard because you can't see the holes, right? And so you're going, you're saying, and again, you can kind of try to remember what the pattern, but it is definitely harder. I definitely find I need to go slower. And again, with a ton of practice, I'm sure, again, you could remember the layout and it could become muscle memory. But, you know, not this time. Another way I thought you could increase if you have a bunch of players who are really good is that typically, like if I have 2 up there and I drop one in the hole, all I have to do is retrieve that one. But I would think the way to increase the stress is if I had 2 up there and I dropped in the hole, I have to start again. I have to take these 2 out. So you can imagine if I had 4 in there and I'm on my last one, and again, I'm competing against somebody else, the stress of not blowing it, you know, at the last second there and having to start all over again. This is one of those games that's deceptively simple. It's fun. It's a fun game for sure. A little bit of a look at this box. I obviously have some damage here. I got this for $2 either at a flea market or a garage sale. I don't remember what. I love this, the inside where it shows you where to put the different parts. Neat graphic, put the marbles there, so I think that's great. The back does have a simple description in black and white. You can see the year here, 1971. This is from Parker Brothers of the Fun Group, and actually General Mills, I guess they had bought them at this point, and it's apparently game number 67. If I have one complaint about the game, it's that all of the different pathways are the same. So this pathway, again, you can kind of, you know, there's a half circle, here's a half circle, is exactly the same as this pathway. Half circle, and so on and so forth. I think it would have been really neat to have 4 different pathways. It does mean that, you know, everybody doesn't have theoretically the same challenge, but it would mean you couldn't get used to it. You have to get used to 4 different patterns. I'm sure it was cheaper to make 4 of the same. So since I'm complaining, the only other thing I will say is the setup is a little bit fussy. You got these 4 pieces. They kind of come together on here. This part's not too bad. And then these pieces are gonna kind of slide into here. You can see there's a bit of a notch here, and that notch is gonna go here together, okay? And then there's a piece here that's gonna go right in there. So that stands by itself, that's not too bad. Sometimes it's that last piece that can be tricky. But, so yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. So I did get it together eventually. So again, the biggest thing, this slot goes in that hole. And here at the top, there's a little, I don't know, opening there that's gonna go right into this. And you just gotta get all 4 together at the same time. So that's where the frustration is sometimes as you're putting one piece in, the other piece is popping out. Here it is back in its box. And again, it stores nicely. It's almost like a little work of art. So a fun Parker Brothers game from the 70s. Again, easy to play, hard to master. So, oh,